Welcome to the People Leaders Podcast, the audio resource for managers and business leaders creating high-performing teams. Join leadership and team development experts Jan and Michelle Turkelson each week as they explore both subjects from every angle. Through practical tips, valuable insights, and compelling interviews with leadership experts around the world, you'll learn how to bring out the best in your staff and how to give your best as a leader.
Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Jan, how are you?
Terrific.
Fantastic. Okay, so what are we doing today?
Well, I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a look at your success wheel. So I know that you've been using the success wheel forever, and every time you use it with the team, you get some great feedback and results and really good interaction. And so I just thought it would be great for you to share with us why you use it and how you actually use it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so the beauty of this is that it is like ridiculously simple. So all you do, and we will actually give you a template, we'll mock up a template for people. So all you do is you draw a circle in the middle of the page with enough room for you to write some statements or words in the middle, and enough space on the outside that you can write some words. And in the middle, you write the word success. And then on the outside of the wheel, you put the words non-success. Now, some people will assume that what is the opposite of success will go into my non-success statement, but that's not necessarily the case, actually. That hasn't been my experience. So
can you give me an example of that then, Michelle?
Okay, so an example of success, so if we're looking at somebody and their personal life, we might do a personal success wheel. In the middle, success could be that I have heaps of energy, I've lost 2 kilos. It could be that I have run the 5K, walk-run event that I was hoping to do, those sorts of things. So you give yourself a time frame, 6 to 12 months. Now, non-success might be something like, I have low energy, I didn't complete the run, I haven't been training regularly. Mm-hmm. So that's an example of potentially non-success. And the thing that I would suggest is don't edit yourself, because this is for you. Just put whatever you think success looks like for you in terms of a statement, a phrase, a feeling, even a goal, anything that you think defines success for you over the next 6 to 12 months. And then on the outside, and that's where some people actually start. So what non-success looks like for me over the next 6 to 12 months. And then that gives you something to springboard off. Right. And then you can say what's the opposite, perhaps.
Okay, so some people find it easy to have a positive statement, like this is what I actually want to achieve and create. And then other people actually start from the other end and are very clear about what they don't want, and therefore, get clearer about what they do want.
That's right. And the other thing about non-success that you can use is that can become a statement that then you can put some actions or some things in place in order to mitigate. So if non-success looks like this, what are some of the things that I can do? So non-success might be, I am not training 3 days a week. That's what non-success looks like. So what are some of the things or activities or new thoughts that I can put into place to help mitigate that issue so that it doesn't become a non-success, yeah?
Okay, great. All right, so you've talked about the success statements and 3 areas, that's right, that you would do it in?
Yeah, so where I have found it to be extremely useful is in a team day, for example. So you would draw the circle up on a big board in front of the team, and you put success in the middle, and the question is really simple. What does success look like for this team, in your opinion, over the next 6 to 12 months? And then people would either get a yellow sticky, write it on their sticky, and then put it in the wheel or put it outside of the wheel. And then we just read the statements out. And what you can then get to see is, are there some key themes coming out? Success for some people is about the interpersonal relationships that are well developed, and we're trusting each other, we're sharing information. And for others, success is that we've achieved our targets, we're getting great feedback from stakeholders. And so when you combine all of that, in terms of the collective opinions of this team, this is what success looks like. And then you can start to tease them out and perhaps turn them into objectives and then put some actions against them.
Okay. So what would
so that's how you could use it for a team.
All right. And then for a leader, how could a leader use it?
Same thing, Jan. You just draw a circle and you know, I've used it in coaching a lot of the time as well. So as a leader, what does success look like for me as a leader, or what does success look like for me in this role? So does success look like for me people coming to me, giving me feedback about how well my team is performing? I'm feeling confident. I'm giving people regular constructive feedback. You know, what are some of those things that you'd be doing or behaving or thinking or feeling that goes in the middle of the wheel? And then you can, again, start to use that as a springboard to define some key objectives. And then what does non-success look like? What can we do to mitigate those non-success issues on the outside of the wheel?
Right. And I think that's a really important point about the definition, because the reason why this tool is so effective is because it does two things. It helps you be really clear about the definition of when you're on track or off track, and also gives you a focus for that, especially if it's something visual, especially with the way in which the brain operates. We are visual, beings, and having that up front and centre allows the neural pathways in the brain to kind of like connect and fire off in ways that it normally wouldn't if we're just having a conversation about it. So writing something down does actually magnify it and holds the focus for people. So that's one of the benefits. What are some of the other benefits that you've found with this tool, Michelle?
Well, it's all about providing clarity and focus. The other thing that it does, if you do it in the context of a team, is that other team members get to see and share what is important to them. So you are getting to know one another more deeply and more, I don't know, it's just such an effective way to then ask a question. Oh, that's interesting. Why did you put that up? And then it can lead to better conversations, actually.
Yeah.
So what I love about it is you don't edit it.
Yeah, that's right. And so for new teams coming together, it would be great. For teams who are operating virtually, it would be a good activity to do as well, using Zoom or Skype or some type of video conferencing, and everyone can hold up what their success wheel actually looks like and perhaps talk to that. So lots of ways that you can actually use this tool or resource as a leader or your team. Okay, have you got any? Yeah,
I've got some tips. So one team that I did last week, actually, and this is a great idea, is everybody took a copy of their success wheel, put it in an envelope, and they were going to bring it out in 3 months' time as a checking point, just to see where they are. Now, what I would recommend, if you wanted to go the next step, is so that you'd put it away, bring it out, and then for each one of those statements, do a bit of a rating scale on yourself. So from 1 to 5, to what degree am I moving towards that success element? And give yourself a bit of a rating, then pop it back into the envelope and then bring it out in another, 3 months' time or 6 months' time.
Right. So if it was me, I'd be having it up front and centre in front of my computer, because, we want to be reminded of where we're actually heading. So that's another way of doing it as well.
Totally, Jan. The other thing that I think about when I look at the success wheel is that this is another way to create a vision board. This is a vision board that is quick and easy. There aren't any images, but there are words and statements. And some people will reduce it and then put it in their wallet, so they've got a mini reminder every time they open their purse. So there are lots of ways, but yes, there are lots of ways that you can, dice and splice this very simple but very effective tool.
Yeah. Okay, so we could just start with one wheel and have those 3 questions, and then we put all those success, statements in the one circle. Yeah.
That's right. Or, we have one wheel and we use the filter, or we have 3 or 4 different wheels. And the other thing is, Jan, you can just keep going on and on and on. You could have a success wheel for your stakeholders. What does success look like in the eyes of our stakeholders over the next 6 to 12 months? And then what does non-success look like? And then you could actually use that as a conversation piece with your stakeholders. Or you could get them to do it on your behalf. You know, you could just go on and on and on and you use it.
Another one that you could do it for is for people who have families, you know, as a family activity. I know that we've done that over the years is, you know, like what does success look like for this family? And for some of the statements, it's, you know, like having a meal every night or going away on a holiday once a year or everyone feeling like, you know, they have been heard, you know, and understood. And
in our house, it's everyone does their chores.
Right. Yeah, that's success for you.
Yeah, true.
Okay, great. All right. So we will have a template for you. We really encourage you to use these tools. And just so you know, we use these tools as well. You know, this is something, you know, like we don't share anything unless we think that it's really valid and useful. And the more that you can engage the mind, your emotions, and all of your senses into an area or a focus, the more you're going to get from it. You know, you're going to get out what you put in. So, you know, we really encourage you to go for it. All right.
Yay. So, okay.
Thanks for the tips on the success wheel.
Pleasure. Have a successful day, Jan.
Okay. You know.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the People Leaders Podcast. For show notes and other resources, please visit us at peopleleaderspodcast.com. And while you're there, you can subscribe for future episodes so you can continue your own leadership journey. And please be sure to share this and other episodes with your friends and colleagues. The People Leaders Podcast is brought to you by the Experts on Air Podcast Network.